It's another day at West Ham and another resignation from the club. And it is a resignation as far as I'm concerned. I don't agree with the way they're kind of trying to spin this. I think he has left. Paul Nevin, I'm talking about now. Another coach from the backroom staff has left West Ham. Before we go into this quickly, I just want to say we're going to be giving away a West Ham shirt, home or away, brand new kit for the whole season, every month to a subscriber. So if you're not a subscriber, please click on the subscribe button. It's literally free to do so. You're on our journey all season. You can hear me moan and rant and cheer and cry, whatever. And obviously, of course, with Riley. And we've got other shows coming up as well this season. Plus, we've got live watch-alongs and live reaction videos. We've got loads of things coming up this year. It's going to be really good, this channel. I'm very excited, actually. But yeah, be a part of the journey. Just click on subscribe. And obviously, you automatically enter in our competition to win a free home or away West Ham shirt for the whole season. Every month, we're going to give one away. So do that. So back to West Ham, back to the joys of West Ham United. What a club we are! Honestly, you couldn't. Can you imagine other clubs that win a European trophy and within the space of a month being like turmoil? It's just, it's crazy, isn't it? I know it probably isn't turmoil. I feel like I'm getting caught up in the whole hysteria of the summer. But I'm going to admit I'm a little bit concerned. I did a video earlier about Harvey Barnes. You can go back and watch that one if you haven't seen it. I'm not going to go on about that one, but that really has annoyed me big time. This one's more worrying for me, a little bit more worrying now. So Paul Nevin has resigned from West Ham. Mutual consent, left. But let's be honest, we're just about to start pre-season. If he was going to leave, if he knew he was going to leave, he'd have left at the end of the season. So something's happened, as far as I'm concerned. Something's not quite right there. That's my gut feeling. I don't know anything from X. I haven't heard anything. He hasn't commented, but yeah, I get a feeling something's happened there. Maybe he just got a good job offer, and that was it. He decided to take it. Who knows? But apparently he's going abroad. But this follows Mark Warburton, who left at the end of the season, who said when he was speaking, there's an interview on Hammer's Chat. If you haven't gone to it, it's on YouTube. Go to Hammer's Chat. Brilliant interview with Gio, and he talks to Mark Warburton directly. And he uses the words that he left because he wanted to retain his friendship with David Moyes, his personal friendship with him. That's how strained it was at work to work with David Moyes. Bearing in mind, Alan Irvine's left last season. Stuart Pearce left. So this is 4 coaches in 2 years that have left, walked out on David Moyes. That's not, for me, that's a trend. That's a worry now. This is becoming a worry. First one is sort of, yeah, fair enough, it happens. People move on. And I think Alan Irvine was to move away to be with his family. Stuart Pearce was similar, to be something similar to with family reasons. I don't know. It's hard sometimes to buy these stories a little bit now because it just seems to be a bit of a pattern emerging. And I am worrying. I think there's a worrying theme at the moment going on at West Ham. I'm actually, when you look at West Ham now and the amount of change going on, and I'm talking about, we're losing our captain. Got Mark Noble now. We're going to be doing a video on Mark Noble soon. Check that one out. And we're going to talk about his influence at the club. It seems to be growing big time. And I'm pleased for that. I want someone like Noble to have more power at West Ham because he is West Ham. He's a West Ham fan. That's what you want. He wants the absolute best for the club. I'm sure everyone else does as well. But, I do respect Mark. We'll talk about that in another video. But you've got Mark Noble. You've got Tim Steedton's joined. Everything's changing at West Ham. The structure's changing. We've got a new owner, effectively, didn't we, in the old Czech Sphinx, in Kretinsky. It's just lots of change at West Ham. And David Moyes is becoming lost. He looks alone at the moment. He looks like it's almost like, it's actually starting to look like the club would have sacked him. If we not have won the Conference League, I'm pretty certain he would have been sacked. It feels like the only reason he's been kept on is just because he won the trophy. And that's probably fair. He probably deserves it. It'd be very harsh to win a trophy and go, off you go. But you get the feeling he's not really wanted. Fitting in. I just get this feeling. And this, losing allies, like losing your coaches is not a good look at all. At all. And I've got to say, we've now got a bit of a problem in our hands. We've got a big problem in our hands because West Ham now need to replace 2 coaches. They're talking about former players or whatever. They're trying to, that's what we're hearing from X, and they're going to be bringing them in. We're going to talk about that as well because I mentioned at the end, in this video, I think that Gary O'Neill, who's obviously just lost his job at Bournemouth, I know he was their manager. That for me, that would be an excellent appointment. If he's available and be up for it, that would be someone I'd like to see at West Ham. Really like the guy. And clearly a very talented guy. So I'd quite be excited by him. And there's also talk of, is it Steve Round of Arsenal? Used to work with David Moyes, Everton and Manchester United. Has now left Arteta. Again, strange timing. You'd think just before the start of the pre-season. Still don't know how Arsenal feel about that. But it could be linking up. So look, I do actually want to put a bit of a positive spin on all of this. And the positive spin is that this could be a good thing. That change, because let's be honest, things haven't been great at West Ham for quite a while. Yes, we did well in Europe, but domestically we were terrible. We were really poor last season. So maybe losing Nevin and Mark Warburton might be a blessing. It may be a blessing. Because maybe we're going to get people into freshen things up and new ideas, and maybe that's what we need. Maybe this is the best thing that's going to happen to us, and it's a good thing for this season. But when you're standing back from it, though, it doesn't look great, does it? It doesn't look great that, because if you imagine this with an employee, if you're a boss at a job, and you keep every year you're losing a couple of employees every year, and you only got a small team, you only got a team of 4, and every year you're losing 50% of your task force, then workforce even, you kind of think. That'd be worrying. That's a worrying trend. And that's what I am concerned about what's going on. But as I say, I do want to try and keep it. There is a silver line to it, maybe. Maybe this will be a good thing. Maybe it will. Question is, who appoints the replacement? It has to be Steaton for me. That's his remit. He hires, and he is in charge of the hiring and the recruitment operation, not just players, managers, staff. It's his forte. So maybe he knows people. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see how they work around this, because I'll tell you what, the signs aren't great at the moment. These are alarm bells ringing at West Ham at the moment. My final thoughts on it are, I'm worried. Actually, I am actually genuinely worried. As I've said, I think there could be good news out of this, but overall, I'm actually quite concerned. I don't like this theme that we seem to be losing people. Declan Rice didn't want to stay, did he? Didn't want to stay at the club. There's other reasons for that. I'm not going to just say that. I was down David Moyes, but it's not great. Players, we're struggling to keep players. As I've said, I said in a previous video, I don't remember the last time a top player at West Ham who's at the club has extended their contract. I can't remember. We've got players that are veterans that are staying on, your Bonners and your Creswells, things like that. But I can't remember the last time like a Bowen or a Ben Rama or a Rice or a big player when I'm going to commit my future to West Ham. It's worrying. And now we're losing staff. It is a worry. I think David Moyes' position at this football club is looking more fragile than it was a few weeks ago. I think and it's quite sad when you say that, because we've not even kicked a ball. But since winning that trophy to now, the landscape's very different. Very, very different. Moyes looks isolated. He looks lost in his job. And I think he's vulnerable. I think he's very vulnerable. I'll tell you what, if we don't get off to a very good start in the season, and I mean very good start, I think he could find himself out of work fast. I really do. I think there's a worrying trend at this club at the moment where, there's rumours about, I don't listen to all the rumours too much because it is just pure, you get it online. I'm not sure where it comes from, but I don't want to go down the whole no smoke about fire, but there's a lot of talk that people aren't happy. Mark Warburton's said that. He's actually vocally said that his relationship is strained with Moyes. We've heard players talk about it previously. Scamacca's not happy. Antonio's mentioned it. People aren't happy at the club. We've had the Ben Rama situation with Moyes, Flynn Downs. There's been so many now. And then just seeing like his coaches keep leaving is a worrying trend at West Ham. It really is. And as I say, I think Moyes I think his position's very, very fragile. Very fragile. I'd like to know your thoughts on it. Really do. I'd like to know. Let's have a chat about it. Get on there, because I do read all the comments. I'll get on and I'll answer. Let me know what your thoughts are on David Moyes' position at the moment, and what your thoughts are on the coaches. Is it a good thing? Is this a positive? Am I being negative? Is it actually a blessing in disguise? I don't know. Maybe I am, because I don't want to be negative. Because if we can get, say, Gary O'Neill and Steve Roundy, suddenly I think that'd be a big boost. Oh, these are very good. These are experienced. This is what we want. But yeah, as of now, I'm concerned. I am concerned about it. And I think David Moyes' position is becoming more and more fragile by the day.